the best man win.
Big Show vs. Sheamus, the dick measuring contest between their finishing moves. Welcome to a sinner's hell. After months and months of Ryback going from so many pay-per-view matches against random local competitors, he gets instantly pushed to the WWE Championship scene. No offense, but that's pushing a little too fast, and look how that turned out for him. Take a nice look at the cage now, because it's going to be hanging up there for literally the entire night, becoming an afterthought on its own pay-per-view.
2012 Fisker Hybrid 400.
Michael Cole describes Alberto Del Rio's cards as though we even give a shit cliche. It's been so long since I've seen a pay-per-view with Alberto Del Rio in this era, I don't even remember if I ever said that cliche before.
Who wouldn't want to be Alberto Del Rio?
Don't ask that question in 2020, because the answer would be everybody. Alberto Who Del Rio, and I still question why Ricardo Rodriguez chose to add the Who into the mix after years of not using that.
You gotta love Ricardo. He's got his own ring announcer.
Wait, hold up. Ricardo Rodriguez has his own personal ring announcer? Well then where the hell is his other ring announcer, JBL? Instead of showing Randy Orton's name on the graphics like we normally do, let's promote iTunes, because fuck you. Alberto Del Rio believes that just because he's in the dark, I won't see the obvious copyright infringement. Well, guess what? I just saw the obvious copyright infringement. I thrive, especially in the darkness.
Has Randy Orton lost his edge?
Well, he retired a year ago, so yes, he has. Oh, you weren't talking about that edge. My bad.
In Australia, Romania.
Commentator recites the names of all the countries watching and later repeats the same thing again and again cliche.
Would have gone to the Olympics. In Australia, if Mexico would have had the money.
It was bad enough when we had to hear Michael Cole be the annoying idiot constantly kissing Alberto Del Rio's ass, and now we have JBL doing the same thing.
This is about my family.
Man, Alberto really wants to piss me off tonight, doesn't he? We're only 10 minutes into this pay-per-view event.
I'm really surprised because Del Rio's been on a roll.
Indeed, Alberto Del Rio has been on quite a roll as of late. His 4 consecutive pay-per-view losses against Sheamus for the World Heavyweight Championship really shows that.
Competitive, but he has a short fuse.
My shoulder is in so much pain, it hurt. Ooh, Alberto has sexy hair. Let me touch it.
Randy Orton looking to steal one here.
Commentator stupidly refers to a roll-up as stealing the victory cliche. Seems like a lot of my old phrases are making their returns again.
It's a matter of alpha males. This is bigger than Hell in a Cell.
How? Seriously, JBL, elaborate. How the hell is this singles match between Randy Orton and Alberto Del Rio bigger than Hell in a Cell, especially on a pay-per-view called Hell in a Cell?
This is something that's been brewing since they've been kids.
Yep, you heard it here, folks. This feud between Randy and Alberto has been brewing since these guys have been kids, long before they even knew the other existed. My mind is absolutely blown here.
Del Rio's a 2-time WWE champion.
Who freaking cares? As JBL would say, that's not even relevant, because this feud is much bigger than winning titles.
Del Rio. Taunting. Simple game plan. He's going to find the weak arm. Stay with it.
Well, that's what you get for constantly shouting Destiny like an idiot instead of immediately locking in the cross arm breaker. But I'll also remove one sin for the awesome way Randy Orton spun out of that and connected the power slam.
But going to go there again, and perhaps that's
What in the T-Rex fuck was that? This dumbass referee sees an obvious pinfall reversal and doesn't realize it until he made himself look like an idiot.
And Del Rio went for the big kick.
Another one of the coolest ways of an RKO out of nowhere. Randy continues to prove why he's freaking awesome. Welcome to WWE, where we literally show you wars on Twitter as if that even matters, which it doesn't. That one moment when you realize John Cena, the top face of the company at the time, is relegated to pre-show status on a night like this.
AJ and John Cena had an affair.
Well, I don't really see what the big deal in that is, considering both John Cena and AJ Lee are single. What's the problem with that?
I was given the evidence that shows the affair took place.
What, did John and AJ create a sex tape or something? I'd remove all the sins of this pay-per-view, plus any more that existed in the rest of the show, if Vicky Guerrero randomly posted that on the Titantron, scarring the kids for life and pissing off the parents.
I am not going to cancel this match.
Way to take your WWE champion CM Punk and make him look like a scared coward after everything he went through in his almost 1 year long title reign.
He's not afraid of Frankenstein, Dracula, or the Raven!
Okay, then why are you asking for Vicky Guerrero to cancel this match if CM Punk isn't afraid, asshole?
Home of my favorite WrestleMania.
Go fuck yourself.
You won a match at WrestleMania Atlanta, didn't you, Michael?
Way to take shots at a guy who's currently recovering from a near-fatal heart attack, you stupid motherfucker.
In partisan bickering.
Oh my god, this match is never going to start, isn't it?
Calls himself the Emperor of Enlightenment.
Don't forget Dick of Dicks, Ass of Asses, and the Sin of Sins. Okay, maybe not that last one. That one is mine.
Cody Rhodes unloading.
Kane must have not been in a tag team title match for quite some time prior to teaming with Daniel Bryan, since he made the rookie mistake of shoving his opponent directly to his corner, allowing the other one in.
Out here with somebody who didn't even know professional wrestling existed before 2000.
Man, I know JBL is an asshole, but a clueless asshole as well? He believes Michael Cole didn't know wrestling existed until 2000. I presume that was someone else playing the Michael Cole character from 1997 to 2000.
I walked by Daniel Bryan today.
Haha, Daniel Bryan accidentally slapped the referee when he waved his hands yelling no. Honestly surprised the referee wasn't knocked unconscious as they normally do when they get nudged.
Remember, tag team titles up for grabs.
No shit, Sherlock, and given how much JBL has been bullying Michael tonight, I'm amazed he didn't also say that. Cody Rhodes must think he's Chris Jericho or something.
Tag team champions just on the line here.
Oh my god, Jim Ross too? I'm just waiting for JBL to state the obvious about the tag team titles being on the line in this match.
Bring off and stay between
I gotta remove a sin for Kane's comedy. He's trying to encourage Daniel Bryan to keep going in the match while constantly calling him goat face at the same time. Kind of a good thing that Kane is not looking up at Damien Sandow since Damien is flipping him off right there. Hell, I don't even know if Damien realizes what he's doing. I get that Team Hell No is still dysfunctional and haven't resolved a lot of their anger issues yet, but is arguing with Daniel Bryan really worth losing the tag team titles for Kane? Just get a room already! Alright, who dropped the microphone?
Tonight you invoke your rematch clause for the Intercontinental Championship.
Because we are determined to make sure that every single championship will be defended at every single pay-per-view, which in turn makes the Knighted Champions pay-per-view pointless. I'm only saying that because this match is impromptu. Also, welcome to 2012, where nearly every single pay-per-view had at least one or two impromptu matches because they couldn't come up with enough storylines in the build-up.
Mediocrity becomes acceptable, society crumbles, civilization will end as we know it.
The Miz may be arrogant, but one thing you cannot argue with is he tells the truth every single promo. Let's be fair, Civilization is a lot worse this year compared to 2012. Listen to The Miz! Damn, back when WWE Main Event was introduced and they wanted to show that anything could happen by having the Intercontinental Championship change hands.
Rock, Mr. Perfect, JBL, HBK, JBL.
Asshole.
A different side of Kofi Kingston and Kofi.
Pretty innovative from Kofi Kingston to flip over the stairs and save himself. Normally wrestlers would just let themselves be thrown into the stairs.
You have a former world heavyweight champion in Miz.
You got it wrong, JBL, because The Miz has never won the World Heavyweight Championship. He was only the WWE Champion, and this was a year before the bullshit unification, so no one can use that excuse for the mistake. Are we even surprised that Miz saw the Trouble in Paradise coming? After all, both Kofi Kingston and the audience warned his opponent by clapping and shouting boom every time.
And he knows he's got 3.
Aw, that sucks. Kofi tried to pull the Eddie Guerrero boot maneuver to confuse The Miz and take advantage, but Miz was too smart for that.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
What's so brilliant about Miz trying to get kinky with Kofi Kingston in the middle of an Intercontinental Championship match?
One leg here. Oh, with the good leg.
And meanwhile, his injured leg gave no fucks. Post-match interview, and by match striker too. If this doesn't lead to Matt getting knocked down by Kofi, I'm not interested.
A side out of Kofi Kingston that you haven't seen in a long time.
In other words, you are seeing the exact same Kofi Kingston that you've been seeing since 2008. Nothing different here.
It's your fault. I didn't get pinned.
That excuse would only work if Kane got pinned, which he didn't. The match ended in a disqualification.
Old MacDonald had a goat. E-I-E-I-O.
Team Hell No is gold. Admit it, you'd watch these two bicker in a 10-hour video without so much as pausing to go to the bathroom.
Watching all over the United States on pay-per-view in places like Canada.
Michael Cole apparently believes that Canada is in the United States, not a separate country. Must have skipped class. Also, he's just repeating the same countries that he brought up an hour ago. Was I lying when I made that a cliche earlier?
He was going to skydive this past week.
We're in the middle of a United States Championship match, and the only thing Michael Cole cares about, aside from how many countries are watching, is Justin Gabriel's plan to go skydiving.
Off the leg, drops Cesaro.
Cesaro? Since when was Antonio Cesaro's last name pronounced like that? We're only 1 minute into this match and Antonio was already underestimating Justin Gabriel. I understand that Justin didn't get much success and later got put into sad costume for Adam Rose, but still.
That was a huge influence as well.
Even before Justin kicked out of the pinfall, Antonio Cesaro decided to get pissed off at the referee for counting. Period. It's as if he was aiming to lose the United States title. This 7-minute bathroom break is mostly Antonio arguing with the referee or taunting in different languages about how great he is. Antonio's uppercut counter was brutal. For a match that was mostly boring, it at least paid off with a nice ending.
Of course, as we get ready for the main event.
Getting ready for the main event? There's still 3 more matches to go before we even get to the main event. And lo and behold, we are beginning to hype up the main event as if it's coming up next, complete with the match graphics and promo packages. And by the end of it, we're gonna say, ha, you fell for it, now suck it.
To cancel Hell in a Cell.
Earlier when Paul Heyman spoke with Vicky Guerrero, there was literally no mention of Vicky even thinking about canceling the main event, let alone confirm the cancellation. Is Paul really that stupid? I think he's really that stupid. This truly is, no pun intended, hell for me. WWE presents yet another impromptu match on pay-per-view. This is the how many in a row for 2012.
A lot of history between these two tag teams.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a lot of history between the primetime players and the team of Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio, considering Rey and Sin Cara haven't exactly been teaming that long at all. Either Sin Cara botched when he put his mask on earlier tonight, or he's got Lord Voldemort hidden in the back of his head, hence the mask on the backside.
And there's Sin Cara.
Gotta feel bad for Rey Mysterio right there. Bounced off the ropes ready to hit the leg drop, then had to wait because Sin Cara wasn't ready yet.
How great is Alberto Del Rio?
Why the fuck are we talking about Alberto Del Rio when his match is over and his influence isn't going to be shown for the rest of the night?
Look at the leg of it. Guys, look at Titus' physical specimen.
Darren Young got only a 1 count in his pinfall attempt on Rey, so he figured doing it again would work. After another 1 count, let's try again. Just so you know, getting a 1 count 3 times doesn't qualify as a 3 count.
Mr. No Days Off.
That is very important. As a matter of fact, that's way more important than the body scissors he has locked in on Sin Cara.
Best shape Sin Cara might be in.
Sin Cara? Man, tonight's a weird night for pronouncing names. It's pronounced Sin Cara. I guess he's such a botch master that his name causes commentators to say his name wrong. That's racist. Titus O'Neil looked to show Atlanta how a real football team performs, but ended up showing them how the Falcons perform. Holy shit, there are so many mirror views on this camera shot of the Titantron, I'm tripping so many balls. Given how much this feud was more personal and chaotic compared to the actual main event, why wasn't Sheamus versus The Big Show also contesting inside Hell in a Cell tonight? It's not like they were running out of spots to host them. Darth Big Show.
A 45-second memory.
You guys are still saying that The Big Show was World Heavyweight Champion for only 45 seconds when his title reign was at least 2 to 3 minutes? Just give it up.
Mark Henry, the world's strongest man.
Early into the match, Big Show chooses to pull a move from Antonio Cesaro by staring and arguing with the referee. As a result, Sheamus takes advantage. Here you go, get a view of Dolph Ziggler watching the action because we just want to make sure that he is not cashing in the Money in the Bank contract tonight.
Listen to this.
Sheamus be like, don't you shush me, fella!
To hold all active WWE Championship.
Really? So, are you saying that Big Show won the Divas Championship as well? You said all active titles, and unless I'm mistaken, that's an active title.
This is how Sheamus took control. Up and down. He's never felt.
Michael Cole said that the replay was how Sheamus took control, when in reality, the replay was showing how Big Show took control of the match.
Size 22 with 5'8".
We're zooming in on Big Show's boots and talking in full description about them because nothing else has been going on in the last 5 minutes, so we're scrambling here.
Back in the ring.
Aha, Michael Cole's headset got yanked off his head. Awesome, now let's keep it that way.
Eating you alive. And he's beating him down.
From the looks of things, it doesn't seem like Big Show is beating down Sheamus. If anything, Sheamus is preparing his comeback.
Sheamus, like a tip.
I'm sorry, but no. The way Sheamus collided with Big Show upon jumping over the top rope, the worst that could happen is Show stumbles back, not get knocked down.
Hashtag HardBodyRef checking on him.
Is JBL seriously promoting hashtags for the referee in this match? Now's not the time for Twitter trends, asshole. Jim Ross acts like nobody has ever kicked out of the Big Show's choke slams, despite the fact that we've seen that happen on countless occasions. Same sin as before, only with Sheamus' white noise replacing Big Show's choke slams. Have you not watched wrestling in a long time or something, JR? The way Big Show evaded the bro kick and connected the knockout punch to win the World Heavyweight Championship was awesome, without a doubt. Here's the sin-off as a congrats. About 2 to 3 minutes of mourning Sheamus is lost. Do we gotta do this every time somebody loses a championship?
I'm so glad I caught up to you before my match.
Not right now,
I get that Eve Torres has been such a bitch lately, but damn, Booker T is such an asshole in the scene. Zack Ryder in his disturbing witch costume. Good lord, I am so disturbed with this. Oh shit, I dropped the skip button. Just give me a sec. Ah, there we go.
Call it off. The cell.
CM Punk is so determined to make sure that a pay-per-view called Hell in a Cell doesn't have a single Hell in a Cell match on the card.
We're going to explain to you how all this came about.
Yep, we're gonna explain the controversy that led to Eve Torres becoming the Divas Champion at Night of Champions. And by that, I mean we're gonna not tell you and troll you by saying nothing of the sort.
You're still the same conniving witch.
WWE in the PG era.
And look at Layla. What happened? What a robbery that would have been.
Kayla is actually shocked that Layla tried to pin her. I know that she's only been around for 2 years, but I'm pretty sure Kayla knows that it's every diva for herself in a triple threat match. What do you bet that Layla had haunting flashbacks to the time she was co-Divas champion with Michelle McCool for a year during this double pinfall attempt? Haha, your voice cracked!
Two-time WWE Ladies Champion.
First of all, it's called the Divas Championship, not the Ladies Championship, even though that sounds like a way better name. But also, Eve is actually a record 3-time Divas Champion. This is her 3rd reign, not her 2nd. I guess JBL hasn't been keeping up either.
Caitlin, I'm begging you to be able to tell the difference.
Holy shit, JBL absolutely sucks tonight. He can't even tell who Kayla or Layla is. What the actual fuck?
Up to the bottom rope. You confused me.
Why does Kayla need to break the hold? It's a triple threat match. There are no disqualifications in this match, so what's the worst that could happen to her? A slap on the wrist?
And look at Eve up over the...
Eve clearly missed her target, but this will somehow be enough for her to retain the Divas Championship. What a god-awful era this was for women's wrestling.
Yet to receive an update on Sheamus' condition. We'll be sure to keep you updated.
Matt Striker believes we will give an update on Sheamus' condition before the show is over, with only 1 match remaining. It takes literally 2 hours and 25 minutes for a pay-per-view entitled Hell in a Cell to start Hell in a Celling. I actually forgot about it too. Captain Jack Sparrow and his Feed Me More Rum sign was hilarious as fuck. Seriously, why is the rum always gone? That's the one question we never had answered in those movies, and it still pisses me off to this day. I'm going to die hug. I would qualify the fire in the background as part of Ryback's pyrotechnics, but unfortunately it didn't go off on cue. So once again on these videos, Ryback's non-pyro pyro.
From Chicago, Illinois.
Whoa, hold up here. Since when did the WWE Champion get introduced before the Challenger? That's not how we do things around here. Stick to tradition. CM Punk tells the referee to get Ryback away from him so he can get into the ring. Problem is, Ryback's allowed to do whatever and go wherever. For a guy who's actually competed inside this cage, CM Punk is an idiot.
It's CM Punk again by...
This match is only 11 minutes long, and almost the entire thing is CM Punk trying to evade Ryback and failing miserably.
Ryback has been involved in many long matchups.
That might be because you guys keep putting Ryback in matches against local jobbers instead of current talent on the roster.
Ryback walked through him.
Who the fuck is my back?
Ryback.
To this day, I still never understood the Goldberg chance toward Ryback when he looks nothing like him, nor does he act like him. Either that or fans desperately wanted Goldberg back in action and are solely responsible for his reign in the later years. Haha, you missed.
Able to respond. The weapons are legal.
Copyright infringement.
What the hell just happened?
This entire night has been anything but Hell in a Cell. The match itself only gets 15 minutes of screen time on its own pay-per-view, and it just leads to some random guy who's been ultimately forgotten of wanting to make a name for himself. Hell in a Cell has had controversial endings, but this deserves 500 sins. No real payoff from it whatsoever. What do you bet that this referee was intentionally dropping the key over and over because even he believes that Brad Maddox deserves to get his ass kicked by an enraged Ryback? Post-match assault, deservedly so, but still.